ありがとう。美味しい終わった。すごいごめんなさい。すごい嫌だ。ごめんね。
わかります。
わかる。
You don't notice those things, right? ロブちゃん
No, I didn't notice.
You shouldn't chew. ちょっと
I didn't chew.
No, nearly. You started to chew.
No.
Yes, ロブちゃん please keep open your eyes. So, you said the wash, ロブちゃん
Oh, yeah. You're there?
Yeah. Yes, I'm. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't see you, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm still setting up. Like, I had
Wanna
some
ask
issues
me?
with my headset.
Okay. Do you know if Josh is joining too? Oh, sorry, not Josh, Louis. Sorry.
I think he is.
Okay.
It's a bit dark here.
Yeah, it looks like dark.
I'm at my sister's place at the moment.
I see.
I have to see if I can find some better lighting. But hello, SB.
How's everything?
Long time no see.
Yeah. Been a while.
You've been okay, Aspi? Not too early?
No, fine.
Okay, good.
You know, my typical busy day to day. I leave at 9:30. I have to go
Okay.
at 9:30. I'm good for about 1 hour.
Okay. Well, it shouldn't take so long, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to keep it short today, so
Yeah, good. I can imagine that.
that's a good idea. Some light. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, that's much better. Now we can see your face out of the dark.
Yes, yes. All right. I don't know when Louis is joining.
He
Or
can
if
he can watch the recording later. So we
Yeah,
can
that's
start.
true. So even
Most
if he joins
important,
later, that's okay.
most important to get Aspi on speed to see where we are. Did you have time, Aspi, to check the videos from before, or?
I did. You know, I'll say that I skimmed through it just
Yeah,
to see
that's
just
good.
what the discussion was, and you know, how the discussion goes, and so yeah, we can. I think I'll have some input today. So
Okay.
possibly.
Okay, good.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I did some work on the interface and only some graphics, some tests, and to get the if you get the draw in out up and share it, maybe that's the easiest. If you lead yellow,
Yeah, I'm just
you can go off.
I'll
There's
do the
Louis.
screen share.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Louis.
How's everybody?
Good.
Yep, doing good. Not too late for you, Louis.
No, it's only what 7 o'clock. It's fine.
Okay, that's good.
Not I wouldn't say the same for Yeller.
No, I think so.
It's okay. I'll survive.
I did some work on the lower part, on the display and fonts, and to get the graphics correct. But I don't see an overlay. There should be an overlay there too. But maybe that's because you're in a dark mode. If you switch to light mode, you'll probably see it. There should be.
I did see a pop-up coming up when I entered the website. But let me just refresh, perhaps. Whoops.
Or if you switch to light mode instead of dark mode, you surely will see it.
I think it's this background.
No, that should be on there. All should be on.
Yeah, maybe it's because of dark mode. I don't know how to switch though. I think it.
I think view and dark mode. View and there's no, that's wrong. There's
Theme. Classic.
yes.
All right.
So this is something I could be looking at too online while we're talking.
Yeah. No, this is what I did. You can see it now. So just just picking out the fonts and everything. This is a drawing we share. Aspi. So you can edit and we can change.
But can you post a link for this for me?
Yes.
Oh,
I can.
yes.
Oh,
I'll,
well, I can do that. So, yeah.
Where's my slide?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So this is this an available font then?
Yeah, it's a 7-segment font, and we
Alright.
already have that on the Zen. I installed it, and I mean it's part of the setup. I think it's in the SIPPF thing. This in the files there.
No, that's okay. Yeah, well, if it's available, then
Yeah,
we
it's
can
available.
use it.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's nicer for the display, I think, to have the CPN on it in or the micro Sievers hour in a digital format. Looks
Yeah, that sounds good. I think we should use that. We can always switch, of course. So yeah, so you've been working on this.
That's all I could do. I've been busy with many other projects, but this is the
Yeah,
only thing
I didn't have much time last week. My plan was to work during the like on a Saturday, but I didn't get to. I was out of town.
Okay.
But tomorrow and on Tuesday I have my days off, so
Okay.
I will be working more tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So that's the plan at least. I hope to make some good progress on the technical side of things like the screen flow and the state machines for
Mhm.
the screen and the controller. But yeah, so we had this chat in the chat
Mhm.
about like what we should be doing with the screens. It should be easy, etc. I think having a bit different buttons will be better. I was thinking about still adding a button that shows a dropout menu where you can like then use the other button to go down and select or something, and then press the menu to close it again, or either enter to go to another screen.
But that wouldn't work on the core one.
No, we have 3 buttons. So one, like let's say the third button would be open or close the menu, and
Mhm.
then if it's open, we can have like the left button. It's like
Oh, okay.
move one down, and then the middle button would be like go
And
to
yeah.
where.
Can I ask-
And then in that
Aspi,
case,
hold a second. Aspi,
oh sorry, yeah.
I'm not able to access this page online, and let's work out that later. But if you could maybe just zoom out so I can take a screen cap of this, the whole thing, the whole flow we're looking at or something.
I think
I think
if we
what
go
we did-
to the if you access this through the Google file
yeah,
because
through
it's
Google,
hosted
I'm
on
logged
Google.
in. I have several Google accounts, and it's a pain to.
let me
do
hear.
Yeah,
So it's better if I just.
it's in this channel as well. I can just
Okay, I'll take a look, but let me just sort of see.
Yeah.
If you could, I'm sorry, just for my benefit, walk me through the flow that this is demonstrating. I'm going to take a screen cap of this, and then for my reference, and then so this one here on the far right that we're looking at, this is kind of the current proposal, right?
Yeah, so this on the left was the initial idea.
Yeah.
Here on the bottom there was a second idea, and this
Yeah.
is like a combination of the two that
Got
we
it.
discussed
Okay.
the previous
And just a
meeting.
general, I'm sorry, I don't want to hijack it in the middle of a thing.
Hmm.
A general observation is some of these screens are simply providing information, such as the boot screen, such as a notification screen. Some of them
Yes.
are providing controls.
Yes.
And I think that there hopefully there would be some way to visually distinguish them. Certainly on the chart, but somehow possibly in the in the screen itself. Let's just keep that in mind. Maybe you've already dealt with that, but
Yeah, no, actually, I think the boot screen is the only screen that only displays information, and it currently it is only 1 second boot screen as well. And then the other screens provide information about where the system currently is. So we have like you can see the underneath here we have multiple screens which are basically different states that the system can be in the time of running, and then before that there are checks for the SD card. So if you boot up, there's like a situation where there's no SD card, and the Zen hasn't been set up yet, so you can't even run it because it doesn't know what to do, basically. And then there's some other things as well for the SD card.
Means there's no data on the SD card?
No, no SD card means that there's no SD card actually means there's no SD card inserted.
Empty SD card means what?
Yeah, so the empty SD card is that there is no safecast.zen, safecast.zen or safezen.txt file, which is
I think we need to change the language, because empty SD card sounds like it's an instruction. Do you want to empty the SD card?
Oh, no.
No.
I think SD card, something like that. We have to find another language, because what you want to put in this is initial Zen initialization string or Zen initialization file or something. So let's figure that out. Let's figure out the language for this, okay? I mean, we'll do this
later. That's the next step. So
later.
Yeah, so this is just that there will be a screen which handles an empty SD card. That's basically what this says. This is not the final design for the screen that the user will.
Cool.
This is for us to communicate what screens there are.
An SD card with initial Zen, what does that refer to?
Okay, so this was wait, let me just think about it.
Wait a second. I seem to remember that there is an SD card. It has the safezen.txt configuration file, but the non-volatile storage in the device is not initialized.
Okay, great. And Lewis, that's really helpful. And I guess maybe somewhere on the Git we have descriptions of what this is, for when people use it, they'll be able to know, right?
Not yet. So we have to make all this.
We will. Okay, cool.
We will.
Then,
the screens itself, once implemented, they will display clear information to the user, of course.
Cool.
So in this case, for the SD card, but initial Zen. So the initial Zen means the initial state of the Zen. So it's a reset state. It's this is probably the screen that a user would see when they insert a new SD card with their configuration file, but the Zen is still empty, and it would ask, well, this is the first time you start it up. Would you like to load the configurations from your SD card? Press OK, and then it starts.
Okay. Then next,
the bGeigieZen Nano.
That's a summary to waste your time, because you guys went through this and I looked at the video. But so next we have here drive. So theoretically, you boot, and then the user may automatically be then put into drive mode after the boot.
Yeah, in logging mode, like you have in the Nano. If you switch
drive mode or logging mode or whatever, survey mode, whatever we're going to call it.
It's different.
I think logging mode maybe.
Different.
And then I see this button survey, which means for removing it and putting Yeah, survey mode under the ground. So drive mode or logging mode, and then there's a button you can press to move to fixed mode. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the current design. So this, if you press on this, you would go to this screen.
Right. And then a button to go to configuration mode, which brings you to settings. Is that correct?
Yeah, so this is a button that would go to this screen. Yes.
The settings mode. And the setting has a server access point and it has something else. And then from fixed mode, it has an upload drive setting, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. And that we're talking about that would be like currently bGeigieCast mode where it does not actually go through the API upload page. It actually simply
No. That's not true because this mode is sending the log file to the upload.
this is actually sending a log file.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
Instead
is
of
what
taking
we
the SD
discussed in
card out,
chat.
taking the SD card out, this is a much nicer way to get the data.
That's a really nice feature which we should highlight on the website. And then although it uploads a log file, but in terms of metadata, it would not have metadata, correct?
Metadata where people can enter the information in.
Yeah, somehow it would go. I'm just wondering, it would have the device ID and then the log file number and then the data.
Yes.
So,
Well,
so
let's see. So if we look at, sign in. Where can I submit? So it would be this file. Like if I would upload, well, I don't have any logs here, but if I were to upload a log here,
right.
I'm not sure if there's any more options next after you select a log.
I'm just wondering how much information goes into the log file. Wondering if perhaps there is a way, maybe this doesn't work, but user identification if they want it, but maybe not. You know,
You need an API key anyway.
you need
There's always an identification for the
Right.
user.
maybe I think it's fine, this way. But then we need a reminder, please, because this is uploaded, but then of course it's not submitted. And it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then maybe we need a screen, some text in that says the file will be uploaded. You must access API, and add metadata and submit or something like that. Let's just make a note that this should give us a little extra information to the user about their next step regarding that. Okay.
And we should make a QR code for that so they can scan it and they don't have to type it in.
Perfect.
For example, yeah.
QR code for each log file.
Yeah, maybe it's very easy to do. Yeah, it shouldn't matter.
You mean? Sorry, I don't follow. Is it after you upload and then you have a QR code to see the log?
Uploaded, then you need to go in and add metadata and then click submit in the API, or else it's the moderation queue. So I think a QR code is a great way to deal with that, Rob. So
So
anyway.
you have the information from the drive in there, and you have everything in there.
All right.
Oh, right. Okay, I get it. I haven't uploaded a file in a while, so if
you
I
upload them and then you go to
Same
the
to
API
me.
page with your drive, and then you add some metadata, your user name and where you went, and whatever, and then the height of the sensor, the orientation, etc., and then you have to click submit. And then once you do that, then it goes to the queue.
Right.
Right, cool. All right, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
No, it's good.
No,
This is good.
That's fine. That's good. I'm just wondering, since you, I don't know much about the upload. Like, I currently have no file. But if I were to upload a file here, it's not directly into the queue. If I
well,
understand
there's let's say several bins, and one is files that have just been uploaded, with like no metadata, for instance. Files that have been uploaded, they have metadata. files that have been uploaded but not submitted, files that have been submitted, and then files that have been moderated or approved. So there's several categories go into it, and moderators can go and sort of select from, whichever bin they want to investigate. But a big problem is that users don't click the submit button. A lot of people forget that.
No, what we could do, we could make a submit always when it comes from an
Right.
bin.
It's actually a bad
Always
idea.
submit.
It's actually a bad idea because then it may go through the AI, which could review it and approve it, even though the data is bad, which happens occasionally. We really want the user to look at the file, look at the map, and confirm that this is the data they want to upload. I think it's important.
Do you know how many people do that?
How many of them end up being bad data?
No. How they watching this process? I've not seen people doing that. They just drop it and then kind of let it go.
No, actually, most of the files have metadata. Most of them they've been looked at. Most of
Okay.
them, the vast majority. And there's occasionally a few that don't have, but actually there is required metadata, as you know. So, if they don't have that basic metadata, then it's not going to be able to be submitted. So it's kind of a tricky thing, but yeah, some people, we have a lot of people who just have dozens and sometimes, dozens of files they've uploaded but have not submitted.
Okay, but we should also talk with Ray, because the Radnode has a mode in it that it sends a log file directly, and it's bypassing everything as far as I know.
Yeah, you see, that's something important to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Because that could be a problem. So yeah, so again, we want to avoid, one, make it easy and foolproof as possible, and two, avoid problems, find a way to avoid the problems that we see repeatedly. Yeah. I think it's doable.
And the thing is very, very good. In the bottom, you can see the link to it, and we should get that link automatically generated in a QR code, so you can go directly to it if you upload.
That's a very good idea. And I wonder if there's some way to store those, that at the end of the week or something, they'll go, let me look at my files, and they can go. Is it possible? Maybe that takes too much memory to store those.
We have quite a lot of memory.
We have enough memory to save uploaded log.
Yeah, and like have the QR code, save the logs, and then the QR code, and someone go back and say, let me see the one I did yesterday, and they'll find that.
But Aspi, the QR code is generated on the fly, so we just need a URL, and then the URL goes to display, and it goes the QR code. It doesn't take anything there. And
the QR code is generated by the M5. It's generated.
Yes.
That's a wonderful little feature. Okay, cool. And then the last thing I would say is, let's think about what is the simple mode like. But we can talk about it later if you want. So you guys have your priorities today. So you go back.
No, most important is to get feedback from you.
Yeah, I'm thinking like we have a lot of, one of the motivations for making the Zen was feedback from educators. And that often means, whether middle school, maybe elementary, but middle school and high school, who liked the bGeigieZen Nano, but they didn't want their kids to be using solder too much because, it's dangerous. And it's like in America, they would get sued and go to jail if the kid gets burned or something. So educational scenario, it would be nice to have some way where it's clear from the beginning, simple mode, it boots into simple mode normally, where some things like settings, etc., are not easily accessible, and then some way to shift the mode.
Like a simple mode and advanced mode or something like that.
Like the simple mode, and then maybe during a boot sequence or something, you shift it to a advanced mode.
Oh, that's a good idea in the boot sequence. So we can select which mode to go in. Yes, that's a great idea.
It defaults to simple mode, which basically gives you
There's two
drive.
screens. There are basically two screens. That's all. The survey mode and the another mode, and that's it.
And
If
then
you want to
maybe
config, you
fix-
have to do that.
Fixed sensor settings, fixed sensor
Yeah, we could
use
just
and
have
settings
these two in
in the simple mode.
the simple mode. Yeah.
And the rest is accessible in another mode. I think this is a wonderful idea.
Yeah. And then, and how we actually do that, maybe you have to press 2 buttons at once or something, you know? But anyway, yeah.
Like things like holding a button during startup or
Yeah. So
things like
I
that.
guess you guys have discussed on the Nano, you know, this sort of quirky interface where shifting the mode switch actually shifts the reading from CPM to microsieverts, which is,
Yes.
you know, I'm sure you've discussed that. So those somehow probably should be separated. That whether it's in logging mode or not, the display can be prioritized to microsieverts or CPM.
Yeah, that is the difference between the drive and the
No,
survey.
no.
Well,
Or
I see what Aspi is saying. Because if it's in locking mode, it's locking, and if it's in survey mode, it's not locking. In our
Right.
case, it can still lock in survey mode. In the bGeigieZen Nano, they couldn't do that because of memory restraints and other things. So
right.
we actually, no, it does log in survey mode.
really,
Oh, I'm sorry, you're wrong. I'm in wrong mode.
yes.
No, I'm thinking there's many cases where people have used it in,
And they didn't. Yeah.
but forgot to switch. Yeah. So okay.
In our case, we can record anytime when we want.
Yeah. So we're gonna have it cleared that you can record and stop. So start logging, stop logging. We have a start stop button somehow.
We didn't implement it as far as I
It's not yet in the screen. That's one thing I wanted to add today. That's why I started with talking about the menu as a drop down
Sure.
menu. So we have more freedom with the buttons. For example, on the drive, we currently have all the buttons in use.
So
Because for
drive we have then fix and config, survey fix config. So the basic simple mode drive. What should the buttons be? Is that the question?
no, I think for simple mode, it would just have press any button and would go to survey mode. I don't know. For the simple mode, would you also want to have like a start and stop
Yeah.
button then?
One button, same button, start and stop. It shifts, right? It's a modal switch,
Yeah.
start, stop
could
button.
yes.
I think the simple mode will be a simpler version of the advanced mode. So I think we should be focusing on the advanced mode first, and then we can simplify it by removing things, changing the button where it would say like setting or a menu. It could, instead of a menu, you would just go to survey.
So,
Something like,
for instance, another possibility is we're in simple mode drive. One button is start stop. One is advanced mode. Should we have that on that screen? And then you popped into the advanced mode function selector.
That's what we had. It's like the config.
Yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble with the start stop recording because if you go into survey mode, right, this is where you're moving around. Then all of a sudden, you know, like your metadata goes out the window. So you're not at a fixed height, you're not at a fixed direction.
On the fly in the same log file. That's true. It has to be a separate log file somehow.
No,
yeah,
I think it's
we could. I think.
If it's
sorry, Rob. Sorry,
no,
go ahead.
Go ahead. If it's a survey mode, it doesn't matter. I mean, it still can lock. I don't.
What I'm saying is, I think Lewis was talking about a possible scenario where someone's using the device in drive mode and then goes, "Oh, let me measure this rock," and then switches it to survey mode and then measures the rock, and then switches it back to drive mode to walk,
I see.
those should not be in the same log file.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Or they
Yeah,
should
I
be
was-
flagged. They should be flagged as something.
They
I
have
wanted
be
to comment on
somehow
that.
Separated.
Go ahead.
Because yeah, so what I was gonna say, we can indeed have, like, once you switch, you start logging to a different file, or to a new file actually, with, like, we can like prefix it with there was a survey, and then when it started, for example.
Maybe,
Um,
sorry, maybe something simple like a journal file, which is, like something that you have in a database. It's always recording transactions, but you can always go back. Did I just lose internet?
No,
No,
you're
Uh,
still
no,
here.
You're
Yeah.
still here. Okay. Everybody froze for a second. But so you basically keep a journal file on the SD card of whatever is happening at the moment, but the start stop would be a specific log file that would be correct for uploading to the API and going into the database, to maintain the database integrity.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a separate journal file
Yes.
for the user just to look at. But would it contain data as well, or would it direct the user to say, well, on this moment you
contain-
switch to this mode and you can find the file with this name?
Nope, contain all the data, right? It's
Contain all
basically
the
just
data.
contain all the data. And at some point, if you want to extract a log file, let's say you lost a log file or whatever, you could, post-process that particular and extract specifically what you need, between this time and this time, or,
Yep.
within this, geographic boundary, or, like a rectangle, or, a certain radius from a point. But that kind of stuff could be done post-processing, some sort of little Python script or whatever. But for the purpose of the Zen, just being able to keep track of where you've been, what you did, is one thing. And as B says, we're going to measure that particular rock or whatever. It doesn't go into the log file that's going to be sent into the overall database. So we keep database integrity. I think that's
That's a good idea. Yes,
Uh-huh.
like that. The only thing is, should we write the URL file to the SD card or not?
I think we should.
We only do the log files writing to the SD card, because I know the limit of the SD card is can only write one file at a time. You have to close it and open it up again. If you have,
no.
be careful with that. So the journey files could be in the memory somewhere, and then only the log file is written to the SD card. So we can take, if we want to, we can take it from the journey file, and then.
But is it really that slow? As in, we
Oh,
can
yeah,
open
we
the
can-
log file, write a line, close the log file, and then open the journey file, write the line, close the journey.
No,
No?
we cannot do that on an at least not on a locker file. Maybe on the
Oh,
same.
we can try on the
Well, we can try it.
M5.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a try, because it was one of the things I wanted to suggest. Actually, it's the same idea with it wasn't the journal. It was more like you have a complete log, and then every time you like start, record, stop, record, it would write to a separate file as well.
We have 30 seconds left for this meeting, so.
Oh.
Oh.
I see 3 minutes. but
I see nothing.
So it's 39.40, something like that. And so we stop, so we'll start again. Maybe that's easier.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
We could- we
Same-
stop
same
now.
link?
Okay.
Same
link?
same link.
All right.
Oh, hold on a second.
You might
Yeah,
have to wait
yeah,
9
yeah.
minutes.
It's not going to be the same link because it takes 9 minutes, I think.
Right.
All right.
So I will, maybe somebody else had to start it then. Because
I can start one.
okay, good. Let's stop and make a new one. Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.